and welcome to another video. We're apologising because we haven't been doing our videos for over a year now. We've had some family issues and we've had to build a new house, so we do apologise for that. But we've had some posts recently on our Facebook page in regards to heat and unfortunately some tragedies caused by the heat. Now what we're doing today is just doing a little bit of first aid for the rats and also some cooling ideas to help those people that aren't lucky enough to have air conditioning. It would be great if everyone did, but not all of us are in that predicament where we can. So today I have my two helpers. So I have Mr. Dwyer and I have Mr. Biarki. So these are two of our boys from our recent litter, so they're going to help me today. So first off, I just want to explain with a rat, with the heat, they can't pant like a rat, like a cat or a dog. They actually expel their heat through their tail and their little ears, okay, but mainly the tail. So when you find your rats are starting to get extremely overheated, instead of putting a cold face washer on the body, make sure you dunk the tail in ice cold water. This will help drop their blood temperature and make them cool down a bit quicker. Rats that are suffering from heat stress tend to become very lethargic, wanting to sleep a lot. Some rats will, tend to be more on their sides in their cage. They look very drained, like your dog or your cat would. You get that real slow, lethargic type attitude. So we've got a couple of different options today just to help you all out. The first one that you can do is called the ice. Well, it's an ice fridge. So it consists of a glass bowl, an ice brick, so that you've frozen overnight, and a wire rack. Now the reason we use the wire rack is because the ice bricks are poisonous to rodents. If they chew through them, and we all know our rats love to chew, this stops them being able to get to the brick. From there, if you then just cover it with a hide, so this is my imitation hide because I don't have one, over the top with a little doorway, it'll actually trap the cold air so the rats can come in and out as they choose. A few cable ties holds it all together. Okay, matter of snipping the ties, getting your ice brick out and refreezing it. These should last about 4 to 5 hours depending on the actual heat of the day, but a great option to stop rats chewing through things. If you decide to use bottles in your cage, make sure you're using glass bottles to freeze, to lay them in the cage wrapped in a tea towel or something. If you use Coke bottles or anything plastic, 9 out of 10 you'll have a flooded cage by the end of the day. Personal experience. Other things that you can use to help get airflow in the cage, because that's huge on a hot day, is pedestal fans, so your normal standard ones you pick up from Kmart or Bunnings. But there's also a really cool little idea, and these are cage fans. Now, most of you will know that we're part of the Australian Rat Fanciers Society. This is something that we use on our show days when the heat's a bit warm. So they're a fan, they hook on the side of the cage, and then all you need to do is just switch them on and they'll create airflow for you. If it is a really hot day and the atmosphere around it is really hot, you're going to end up blowing hot air in, but it does help the circulation. They also have a DC adapter on them too, so they can be plugged straight into the main power. Other people have used the Bunnings version, so you've got the tradie fans that you can sit on the floor. Try not to have a really strong force on your rats with the air, make sure it's kind of moving. These are a real gentle fan, so it's not sort of forceful blowing on them. Other things you can do, doesn't last very long, but it's a nice treat when you get home from work and they're all a bit hot, is to grab one of your hammocks and pop some water on it, stick it in your silicone type bags or a freezer bag and freeze them so they're a damp frozen hammock. Then when you open them out, because of them being material, they'll actually snap apart even though they're being frozen, and then hang them up in the cage, okay? It allows them to have a cool spot to lay out for, an hour or so while it's defrosting. It's something it's a short-term fix, okay? Other things that you can do, which is really fun for the rats, is play games. So this is pea diving. You may have heard about it, not quite seen how it works. So when you start with your rats, you make sure your water's quite shallow. This is the reason I'm doing it in the kitchen, because I have a tap. So you can start out with water quite shallow, All right, chuck a few ice blocks in it, and then a handful of peas. Okay, pop them in. Now the rats will dive in for this to collect the peas. As your rats get more experienced, we start to deepen our bowls. So we actually tend to use the other glass bowl completely full. So all you do is you keep getting it deeper. It becomes quite a good game for them. Now these two have never ever experienced pea diving before, so I don't know whether they're going to play. Come on boys, come and have a look at Mum's got. What's this? Come on, don't be camera shy. It's not an extremely hot day today, but what they will do is go in, dive for peas, come out, but they're also getting wet in the process, okay? Drops of water, flicking them, and as I was saying too with the cooling of the tail, it's a matter of cooling the tail. Okay, you're not liking that, I know, because it's cold, sorry mate. But cool the tail. That's where you'll tell if a rat's hot or cold. All right. Other things are your foods. Make sure you give them nice cold type foods. So you can just give them a bowl of frozen peas and corn and carrot, blueberries. Our guys tend to love frozen banana. So same thing. You've got that ice cold treat that they can play with, eat. When you give them ice blocks, they do tend to stash them in their beds, which can be a bit wet, but it works. The other thing you can give them too is yogurts. Can you take it? That would be too much to ask. So your yogurts, again, you can freeze them into ice blocks size, but even just chilled yogurt straight out of the fridge will assist help cool the rodent down from the inside. We really would love that everyone gets into the comments on this feed and starts to give us your tips and tricks. What do you do to keep your rats cold in summer? Have a great Chrissy and New Year, and we'll see you next year for some more videos. Bye.